Hey everybody, as you may know, One Hit Thunder is part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, and I'm not only excited to tell you about, but I'm also excited to listen myself to the new show, Countdown to Dallas. On the 60th anniversary of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, former White House correspondent Paul Brandis takes an in-depth look at the seemingly unconnected events that led to that infamous afternoon in Dallas, Texas. He explores the troubled and broken life of Kennedy's killer, Lee Harvey Oswald, and challenges 6 decades worth of conspiracy theories, none of which have been proven. Paul combs through tens of thousands of documents, all recently released by the National Archives and Records Administration, the CIA, and the FBI. Paul's findings take us back to 1939 to explore the transient childhood and often violent teenage years of Oswald, a man who was focused on becoming famous by any means. The first few episodes of this podcast are out now, so subscribe to Countdown to Dallas today in your favorite listening app or at evergreenpodcast.com. Today, we're diving into the infectious world of stereo MCs and their iconic track, Connected. Even if you think you don't know it, chances are you've crossed paths with this chart-topping British group's masterpiece, thanks to a cleverly placed sample and irresistible vocal melody that propelled them onto the US charts. These musical innovators also made waves by producing remixes for some of the biggest artists of their time. Despite their rise to fame in the early 90s, it took them over a decade to follow up their hit album, and they never quite replicated that mainstream success. Patreon wanted us to explore the stereo MC's journey, so stay tuned as we uncover whether we truly connected with this group or if the writing was on the wall since the song's release.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever.
And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it One Hit Thunder? So Matt, you ready to get yourself connected?
You know, it's so funny because I know this song, but if I was like asked, you know, like a lot of the times on like the after party with Krista Makes, you have to sing a song for Chris. And I feel like I'd just be like, you know, it's the one that's like, like, there's no real like lyrics that anyone knows or clings to in this song besides the like, get myself connected. Like,
hey, I'll tell you what. I've talked about this before. Probably I've talked about this too many times at this point, but this is one of those songs where the hook of the chorus is played in my head for like 30 years. Better get yourself connected. The writing's on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble, you might fall. Stumble, you might fall. But it is,
yeah, but there's
it's
a lot of other words in this song.
Yeah, I know, but that part has stuck in my head forever. And of course, the that's a big part of it, man.
It's huge. And you know, this is like early 90s hip hop, like dance music.
Let me stop you right there. I kept seeing this described as hip hop, and I'm like, what is the definition? How far do we stretch that definition of hip hop? Because to me, this is dance music.
So I think it falls into a weird category when you're talking about England, right? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like ska from England sounds different than American ska. And I think that, like, because the Streets are listed as hip hop a lot of the time. They're technically garage music. But I guess when you're, like, looking at it in the most broad, if you're looking at it where there's, like, 4 genres in the world, and it's, like, rock, hip hop, pop music, and, like, punk, then, like, yes, hip hop is the category that it falls into. But this,
I don't know. I would say if those are the 4 categories, I would say this is pop. But
really? Okay. I mean, there was a lot. I mean, this was listed as their song Elevate My Mind, which came out before this one, is recognized as the first British hip hop track to ever break into the US R&B charts.
Right. Well, that one I can see. There's a little bit more of like the vocal delivery could be considered rap on that one, I think.
I was going to say, like, one of the songs that came on when I was just shuffling their playlist was a song called Two Horse Town. And I'm like, all right, this is rap. Like, like I think hip hop was the genre that they most comfortably fit in. But like, you know, not to bring up someone that we have tried to ignore for the last 5 years, but Kanye West, I think in general, if someone says, what genre of music is Kanye West, they'll say rap or hip hop. But like, I don't think 808s and Heartbreaks is really a rap record in any way, shape, or form, but it's coming from Kanye. So I think in the same vibe, this was more of a dancier track. But if the broad overall content from the group is hip hop, they're going to refer to them as a hip hop group.
Okay, I get that. Well, can you put yourself in a dance club in London in 1992 dancing to Stereo MCs? Would you be doing that?
So here's the thing about this. At the time that we're recording this, the Spirit in the Sky episode just came out.
Okay.
And we talked about how that song shows up in so many movies. I don't know if I could separate myself from just knowing this song in 1,000 movies. You know what I mean? Like
what
I feel like
is
this.
it in?
So I pulled up a brief list. I feel like this was in a lot of shit, but it said it was in the movie Hackers.
Yes.
It was in the Rob Lowe TV series Dr. Vegas.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
It was in Saving Silverman.
Yeah.
It was used in all the promotional commercials for Burn Notice. It was used in a commercial for the Car Phone Warehouse. And just this year, it was in the trailer for Crime Boss, the video game.
What of those are you watching all the time that you can't separate yourself from?
Hackers and Saving Silverman.
Okay, well, I was going to say, is it the 5 episodes of Dr. Vegas that ever existed? Because I saw that listed and I was like, what is this? It's a Rob Lowe TV show? So Dr. Vegas ran from September 24th, 2004 to October 29th, 2004. It had a big 5-episode run. The show also had Joe, I guess, Pantoliano. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
They call him Joey Pants.
Joey Pants, yeah.
Yeah, who played Ralph Cifaretto on The Sopranos. Once you watch Sopranos, Matt, you're going to have a whole different way to look at Joey Pants. But that show also had Amy Adams and Tom Sizemore on it. And one of the funniest parts of this, I mean, not funny, but weird, was that Chaz Palminteri filled in for Tom Sizemore when Tom Sizemore went into rehab. So somewhere in those 5 episodes, they replaced a character. I don't get it.
So I'm also looking at the IMDb page for Stereo MCs that has the list of stuff that they've had songs in. Now, Elevate My Mind got into a few movies as well. Elevate My Mind was in the movie Ladybugs, starring Rodney Dangerfield. You ever see Ladybugs?
Yeah, where the boy pretends to be a girl to play on the girls' soccer team, right? Was it Jonathan Brandis?
Yeah, it was a Jonathan Brandis movie.
Yeah, okay.
They had a song called Step It Up that was in Wayne's World 2.
Okay.
But other movies that featured Connected included Chris, the internationally beloved Celtic Pride that came out in 1996. Do you remember that one?
No.
That is the movie in which Daniel Stern and Dan Aykroyd play diehard Celtic fans. So they kidnap Damon Wayans, who's playing like the hot rookie on the opposing team, so they can guarantee that the Celtics win. Wow. The Connected also appeared in the classic Deuce Bigalow Male Gigolo.
Oh, man.
It appeared in 6 Feet Under. It appeared in You Don't Mess with the Zohan, starring Adam Sandler. It appeared in something called Definitely Maybe. And it appeared in The Vampire Diaries, Superstore, Pam and Tommy. So,
okay, I watched that. I watched some. Superstore's kind of good. I watched some of that. You brought up Deuce Bigalow. I got to tell you, I have been listening to our friends that have the podcast Adam Sandler, Please Stop, which is a great podcast, which I really like. But I guess I never realized how unfunny Rob Schneider is.
Oh, he is. When they talk about it and they're just like, why was You Can Do It so funny to us in 1998 that we quoted it, that song, The Offspring samples it in a song.
I mean, I feel like maybe once in a while on SNL and even in some of those early Adam Sandler movies, like he's goofy, a little bit funny, I guess. But like anything he's done in the past 20 years is seriously so unfunny. I can't believe it exists.
Yes,
like,
it's
who
truly the worst.
Who is this for? I don't get who it's even for.
Well, I'm not sure how up to date you are on their episodes, but like I don't think it's for anybody because it sounds like his movies have performed so poorly that like now he's had a movie that came out 3 years ago that played at like one movie theater and they still can't find a distribution deal. Like nobody wants to put it on streaming. Nobody wants to release it in a physical media. Like it is just like a dead movie essentially that he made.
He has to like trick people into funding his movies, right? I've heard about all. I mean, I just can't believe how unfunny he is. And then he's also, of course, since he's so unfunny, he's gone the route of like, one of those people that probably talks about cancel culture and stuff like that.
He didn't get canceled for anything he said. He just got canceled because he wasn't funny.
Yeah. Fucking cancel culture. Canceling me because I'm unfunny. What's up with that?
So tell us a little bit about Stereo MCs. This was a Patreon voted song for us to talk about. Mm-hmm. So patreon.com/OHT podcast if you want to be able to vote for a song that we talk about each month. But we said they had this song Elevate My Mind. It got onto the US R&B charts. And their career is wild.
Yeah,
the people that they have toured with is insane.
I want to talk about how they kind of started too.
Yeah.
Because they formed in Nottingham, England in 1985. It was vocalist Rob Birch and DJ Nick Hallam, I guess is how you pronounce it. They founded their G Street recording studio and record label with money. I don't understand this. Money they were given to leave their London flat. So someone is like, you need to leave, but here's some money. Here's enough money that you can start a record label and a studio.
I am assuming that it could be one of those circumstances where the building was going to be destroyed. So they had to like pay people money, especially keep in mind that we're thinking about this from America where they don't give people shit for shit. Like England might be way more empathetic and compassionate when they have to like shut down an apartment complex and try to give every tenant some like startup capital, and they were just like, fuck it, we'll live in the studio.
Okay.
And they just like bought a studio instead of getting a new house.
Right. Okay. Well, after that, before they were known as Stereo MCs, they were known as Birch and Hallam, which sounds like a law office or something.
Yeah, it's either a law office or the best yacht rock duo you've ever heard in your entire life.
Birch and Hallam, that would be a good yacht rock group. Their debut album, 334578, was recorded on a shoestring budget in 1989, but that attracted the attention of an Island Records subsidiary. They did that album with DJ Caesar and drummer Owen If and backing vocalist Kath Coffey. Man, that's like a tongue twister. Backing vocalist Kath Coffey. That's a tough one.
That's a lot of sounds happening in a rapid succession.
But in 90, you brought up the song Elevate My Mind. That was the first British hip-hop single to reach the U.S. R&B record chart. They toured the United States at that point with the English rock band Happy Mondays, which I do not know that band. Do you know that band? I don't
know that band. The stuff that I was more impressed with was that they that song Elevate My Mind led to them meeting the Jungle Brothers.
Right.
But I think, and this is to show a hand a little early here, like sometimes we don't know why an artist becomes a one-hit wonder. This one I kind of understand because I don't think the Stereo MCs were really truly ever a band first and foremost. I think that they were producers that happened to be doing a band because they started doing song remixes for like U2 and Queen Latifah pretty much as soon as they hit the US soil. You know what I mean? Like they really started to make a name for themselves in that field. And they even after this song was the big hit that it was, instead of making an album, it took them like a decade to make their follow-up album off this, but they went on to remix songs for like Madonna.
Yeah.
Like they remixed Music, which was probably her last big single, I would say, in her career. Cause after that it got weird.
Yeah. They definitely went on to do other things in music, even if they didn't have another hit. So that's cool. I also think it's cool that when they played live, they had backup singers, Andrea Badassi and Verona Davis, and they were one of the few hip hop bands or whatever to play at rock music festivals during that time. It definitely translated over to like, I don't know which ones they played, but they definitely played the rock music festival circuit.
I'm going to make a guess. I think that they maybe played a Lollapalooza at one point because they did go on tour. Listen to this, Bill. Jane's Addiction, Madness, and Stereo MCs was a tour at one point.
That's a good tour.
That's a good lineup, right? And that's a lot of variety. And it's like, I think that if I was putting that together, I would do Madness, Stereo MCs, Jane's Addiction. Not because I think that Stereo MCs is more famous than Madness, but I think that that makes the most sense transition-wise as Stereo MCs being the thing that brings you from Madness into Jane's Addiction.
Okay. That's cool.
But I was like, that's a pretty crazy tour. And I think that was like a later tour. Like, I think that was in the last like 10 to 15 years they went on tour with Madness and Jane's Addiction.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well after the fame had faded. This song hit well. It was definitely popular.
Top 20 in the
top
US.
20 hit. I have a feeling that you looked at the same list that I did for recent Facebook status.
Yeah.
But it peaked at 20 on June 12th, 1993. I don't know either one of these songs that it's smashed in between. Daisy Dukes by Deuce, it looks like, and Captain Hollywood Project's More and More.
Yeah, I don't know. What were those, like 19 and 21? Because Stereo MCs went to number 20 when it peaked, right?
Yep. Now, the other thing I wanted to call out, Green Jelly's Three Little Pigs was chilling at 17 the same week. So Green Jelly actually was a bigger hit than this. But
I got to say, at this time, June 12th of 1993, this was such a great time for horny R&B. That's all I got to say.
How about you do it? You do it. You got the top 5 right there, or do you need me to read it?
I got a bunch of them I want to talk about.
All right.
Just so we could get some perspective on when this song peaked at number 20. I went all the way down to number 90, where I saw the Proclaimers made their debut for I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles at number 90 this week. I made note of this at number 72, Alibis by Tracy Lawrence, because it's one of the few country songs I like. Do you know that one?
I don't actually.
She's had alibis and lion eyes and all the best.
Ooh, that's a catchy melody. I don't know that one.
She's heard them all. It's a good one. At number 50 at this time, Woot, There It Is. Not Whoop, There It Is. Woot, There It Is from 95 South, if you remember us talking about them.
We talked about that. The group that didn't get to do Woot the Addams Family.
Right.
It was
At number 34, we had What's Up from Four Non Blondes. At number 33, Hip Hop Hooray from Naughty by Nature. At number 31, Informer from Snow. I like this. At number 30, Nothing My Love Can't Fix from Joey Lawrence.
Ooh.
You remember that one?
I didn't know Joey Lawrence had a hit.
You didn't? There's nothing my love can't fix for you, baby. You don't remember that?
Chris, this is the thing you got to remember. This is where we don't have a large age gap, but it's that late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. There is definitely an age gap because I was 7 or 8 when all this was happening. So my parents had full control of the radio, and it was classic rock all the time in the car.
Gotcha. Well, number 28 was It Was a Good Day from Ice Cube.
Nice.
Number 25, UB40's Can't Help Falling in Love. Snow's Girl I've Been Hurt at number 24. Two Princes from Spin Doctors at 23.
Yeah.
Whoop, There It Is from Our Boys and Tag Team at number 22 at this time. Stereo MCs are up 2 from them. I saw at number 18 was Living on the Edge from Aerosmith. I had to make a note of that. I know how you love Aerosmith from this.
Love Get a Grip era Aerosmith, yes.
There's Three Little Pigs sitting at number 17. Nothing But a G Thing at number 14. And Dre Day at number 12.
All right.
And then in the top 10 at this time was Come Undone from Duran Duran. Have I Told You Lately from Rod Stewart. Bad Boys from Inner Circle, which I still hear all the time when I put the Cops channel on Pluto. I'm So Into You from SWV at number 7. Looking Through Patient Eyes from PM Dawn. This is a PM Dawn song that I never even really think about being a hit, but it was number 6. And I was like, what song is this? And then when I put it on, I'm like, oh, okay. It's their song that samples George Michael's father figure.
Oh, that was on the Bliss album, and all the hits that we know are of the heart, of the soul, and of the cross, the Utopian Experience. Were they a religious group? Because the album after that is called Jesus Wept, and the one after that is called Dearest Christian, I'm so sorry for bringing you here, love, Dad.
Wow.
But then their newest album was called Fucked Music. So
okay, probably not. What I will say is they sure loved sampling songs from 7 to 8 years prior, because
Yes,
they
for
sampled
sure.
Spandau Ballet, and now they sampled George Michael. So that was their thing, I guess. And number 5 at this time was Robin S.'s Show Me Love. And number 4 was Weak from SWV. SWV has 2 songs in the top
Killing
10.
it in the top 10. Yeah, I was thinking that when you said it earlier.
So now we get to the horniest of the horny. At number 3 at this time, which I cannot wait to do an episode about this song, Matt. Knockin' the Boots from H-Town. Did you know Knockin' the Boots?
No.
Wow.
And when you posted the status today, you posted a status about not being able to believe that you as 12 would listen to Knockin' the Boots. And I was like, why do I know that song? And then immediately I was like, oh, because I did research on Stereo MCs.
Somebody rockin' knockin' the boots. They also have a song. Oh, I had it pulled up.
Lick You Up?
Yes. Look, dude, the lyrics to Lick You Up are so funny. They are so sexual, and they are 100% about licking.
Yeah. I don't know why I was like, oh, let me just confirm that they are, in fact, a one-hit wonder. Like, obviously they are. But this was, they never got past 3. They peaked out at 3.
Okay. Well, I would love to do that. And I don't know. At number 2, could we do a Silk episode? Did Silk have any other hits other than Freak Me, which was number 2 at this time?
I'll check, but I feel like we've brought up Silk like 4 times this year on this podcast, and this specific song.
This song's about licking too. Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. Let me play with your body, baby, make you real hot.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like they had a song that hit 13 in 1999 called "If You Lovin' Me."
Okay. I don't know that one. I feel like
I don't either.
I feel like
it also doesn't have a hyperlink on Wiki, so it couldn't have been that big of a hit.
Okay. And number 1, not as graphically about knocking boots and licking and stuff, but definitely a pretty sexy song. That's the Way Love Goes from my girl Janet.
Chris, I don't know if I told you this. We haven't done an episode of the Patreon in a hot minute where I just break down all of the ridiculous physical media that I've recently purchased in my life. But my most recent run to the local used record store, I finally bought a Janet album.
Which
one?
one?
My first Janet album I ever bought.
Velvet Rope?
Velvet Rope.
Yes.
Yeah, grab the Velvet Rope, and it's good.
Yeah, that's a must own right there. That's great.
Not so much a must own, I will say, is the Stereo MC's
Do you have
debut album. No, I don't have it. I will maybe buy it if I see it, but it is not like, I need that for my collection. I feel like I enjoyed a lot of the music by them, but nothing, and I mean nothing that they wrote, sticks into your brain quite as much as just, like it's just so catchy.
Yeah.
I did have a few things that I wanted to bring up that we have here, though, but Nick from the band told Billboard that the song's lyrics are about human beings and the lack of connection there is between anything today. It's about the way everyone tries to categorize everything, the way every race is trying to separate from each other.
Yeah.
It's about us coming together.
I watched a little short documentary about them and where they were talking about writing this song. And I guess it was just one day they had a studio and Nick, right? No, Rob.
Yeah.
Rob went in there and he had just like written and recorded the whole song and then played it for the other guy. And he's like, you made that whole thing? And he's like, yeah. And it's pretty much to a T what the song actually is. And what I sent to you earlier today, Matt.
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
Which people should check out is, so this, it says the song uses a bass line sampled from Jimmy Bo Horn's song Let Me Be Your Lover, but it's more than just the bass line. Like,
100%. It is like half the song.
yeah, like you got to give a lot of credit to Jimmy Bo Horn for the fact of this song being a hit, because it's very much sampled hard in this song.
It was weird to listen to that song because it's not, how do I say this? There are times where you hear someone has sampled a song and like you're listening to it and it's like, oh, they like just straight up lifted this piece of the song, but it's more like you're listening to it and you just hear like little bits and pieces of what essentially became Stereo MCs Connected as you're listening to it, and like these tiny little elements of it that like came together to make this song. It's kind of wild, because it's definitely not like where you're just like, oh, you know, like we said, True with PM Dawn, like you listen to Set Adrift and you're like, oh, they literally just pulled the music from Spandau Ballet.
I got to give Stereo MCs, Rob Birch, credit for the that was definitely not in the original, and neither was that catchy ass chorus. Believe it or not, the holidays are right around the corner, and HelloFresh can help take the stress out of dinner by delivering everything you need to cook up tasty meals right to your door, saving you tons of time. That's right, the most wonderful time of the year is also the most delicious. Enjoy every bite of the holiday season with HelloFresh. You choose from over 45 weekly recipes and over 100 curated picks from HelloFresh Market. In my personal experience with HelloFresh, not only do I enjoy the amazing meals once they're done, I also enjoy the making of the dinner with people I love. And isn't that what this season is all about? My girlfriend and I recently made the Parmesan herb-crusted salmon with garlic mashed potatoes, asparagus, and creamy mustard sauce. We put on some music and split up the stuff that we had to do. Not only was it fun, but the food was incredible. And plus, it saved us a bunch of money that we would have spent on takeout that night. So if you're ready to get the farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep, go to HelloFresh.com/OneHitFree and use the code OneHitFree for free breakfast for life. That's right, you'll get one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/OneHitFree with the code OneHitFree. You can't beat the food or the deals with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Hi, I'm Daniela Clark.
I'm Barbara Ann Wild.
And we are the Honest AF Show.
Our podcast is real, honest conversation with our celebrity friends and pros.
Covering our anything but average rock and roll lifestyles.
All while tackling the hell that is aging and the battle of beauty.
Oh yeah, nothing is off the table.
The Honest AF Show is available wherever you get your podcasts.
Put down that smartphone and listen to me. I'm Matthew Milligan, professional musician and lifelong Weird Al fan. Each week, I'm joined by professional podcaster and close personal friend Matt Kelly to take a dive off the deep end into the vast career of pop culture icon Weird Al Yankovic on our show, Weird Algorithm. Along with some very special guests from the worlds of music and comedy, we tackle every song, every television appearance, and every bit of sketch comedy Al has produced in chronological order, covering the good old days of My Bologna and Eat It, the fun zone of tacky and white and nerdy, and everything in between. As we go, we're ranking the songs, albums, and music videos in the hopes of creating the ultimate guide to a career bigger than the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. So the next time you're having one of those days, stuck in a traffic jam, wondering why does this always happen to me, just kick off your sneakers and stick around for a while, because we've got it all on Weird Algorithm, available wherever you get your podcasts. And now you know. Was that enough references?
For a little context of what was going on in the world, because they talked about this on the thing I watched on YouTube too. This song was written around the time of Rodney King in the United States and a lot of strife with Margaret Thatcher in England. So they said that things were grim around that time, but they were living life and making music. So that's kind of like a little bit of the inspiration for the lyrics and the need for connection with other humans at that time.
Yeah. Well, thank God now in 2023, there's no more strife and everybody's connected. The only other thing that I wrote down, I had to bring it up. one of the last singles that they were collaborators on, Jamie Cullum, my boy from England, Jamie Cullum. They helped collaborate on a track with him, according to the Wikipedia. So I was like,
Yeah.
just recently drafted one of his albums. I'll give him another shout out here on One Hit Thunder.
That's your boy. And I got to give, I love how people say, do you notice how people always say, give them their flowers these days?
Yeah, give them their flowers. Yeah.
People say that expression so much to the point where I'm like, that expression's like dead already. Like, I just started hearing people say it, and now I'm like, wow, people really overuse that. But the Stereo MCs did get their flowers around this time. They did win the Brit Award for Best Group and Best Album for the album Connected. They got a lot of great press and good reviews from Melody Maker and NME. Their only other song that charted in the United States is a song called Step It Up, and it peaked at number 58. And then they went on to do a lot of other things, mixing and remixes for people. And I also want to note that their drummer, Owen If, died on July 10th of 2022 at the age of 63.
Oh, shit.
So just recently he died. But Matt, I wanted to take us back to when Stereo MCs peaked. Now, you referenced this time as being a blind spot for you.
A bit, yeah.
But you also seem to know your stuff, you know? So we'll see. I actually made a little quiz for you about June of 1993.
All right, here we go.
It's 6 questions. How many do you think you can get?
Well, I've listened to enough Defeat to Makes to know that you shouldn't get overzealous. I'll say I get at least 50%, that I get 3 of the 6.
3 out of 6? That's your goal? I think that's a good goal. Okay, question number 1. On June 3rd of 1993, Jeff Hooper won the 66th National Spelling Bee by spelling kamikaze. Spell kamikaze.
Kami Kaze.
You got it. Nice job. I actually thought that was a pretty easy word to win an entire spelling bee on.
Yeah, apparently I missed my calling in 92. I could have won a spelling bee.
I was winning spelling bees in 92, by the way. 93.
I was not.
This was 93. I won my school spelling bee, and then I was in the Pittsburgh spelling bee, and I got like the highest for my grade, and I won a dictionary.
Listen, this is why you write our episode descriptions and not me.
Yes.
But if the word kamikaze was ever needed, we'd be covered.
All right, Matt, so you already got a point. Okay. Your second question is, on June 7th of 1993, Prince celebrated his birthday by doing what?
Would this have... No, he didn't change his name yet. Batman was a couple years ago. Is there any multiple choice or hint or anything?
No multiple choices on these.
I'm going to just say, I'll stick with it, even though I do think it happened in like 95, 96. He changed his name to a symbol to get out of his record contract. Yes!
You got it! Wow, he changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol. Damn, dude. All right. Dude, you might, if you get perfect on this, I will be blown away. And you know what? You seriously have a chance. I'm looking at these questions. I'm like, Matt might know all of these.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
All right, question number 3. This might be the hardest of the ones left, okay?
Okay.
On June 7th, that same day, Prince's birthday, on June 7th of 1993, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame broke ground for their museum in Cleveland. The first Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction happened in 1986, 7 years earlier. Name 2 people who were inducted in the first class, in the class of 86. 2 of the artists that were inducted in the very first ones.
Crap. I probably won't be able to get this.
You should be able to.
All right, so what's it, 30 years? I'm trying to remember what the requirements are.
It might be 25.
Let's say it's 25 or 30 years, and you said it was 86?
1986, and it's the first ever induction. So
let's see. So that would bring us to like 61 at the latest, maybe even deeper into the 50s. So Bill Haley, maybe, and Jerry Lee Lewis are 2 that I'm going to throw out there.
You got one.
Is Jerry Lee Lewis Big Bopper?
No. It's Jerry Lee Lewis did. It was Chuck Berry.
God damn it.
James Brown.
Okay.
Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Fats Domino, the Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, and Elvis Presley.
It's so funny because I was like, I don't know, maybe Big Bopper. I was like trying to think of who died in that flight. That would have been the post one, and obviously it would have been Buddy Holly. I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know why you didn't
Big
say
Bopper.
Elvis.
Well, but I thought Bill Haley would be the easiest one because he's literally credited as writing the first rock and roll song. Why would he not be in the first class to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Sorry, man.
All right, whatever. I'll try to go for 5 out of 6.
You got
I
half a
guess.
point, so you could
All
get
right.
you could still get 5.5. Okay, you better get this one. On June 9th of 1993, this sci-fi horror movie premiered in France, which was a third adaptation of a novel by Jack Finney and starring Gabrielle Anwar, Billy Wirth, Terry Kinney, Meg Tilly, Christine Elise, R. Lee Ermey, and Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker, Arlie Hermy, 1993 sci-fi movie.
Sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror movie from 1993.
The third adaptation of a novel by Jack Finney.
Yeah, hold on a second.
You better get this.
I know. I'm trying to think of like early Forrest Whitaker movies. I'm trying to think of 93 sci-fi horror movies because there wasn't that many. Like my brain keeps jumping to like Event Horizon, but that's 97, so it's not Event Horizon.
You're going to kick yourself.
Wait. No, because you would have said Sigourney Weaver if it was Alien 3. Fuck. I'm going to go with Alien 3 because I know it's wrong, but I can't. My brain is a blank right now.
You did this movie on Horror Movie Night. It is Body Snatchers.
Oh my God, we did do this movie on our movie night. Oh my God, I'm an idiot.
I thought you were going to get that one for sure.
Oh God, damn it. All
Damn,
right.
dude. All right. So you're still stuck at what? What do you have?
2.5.
2.5. All right. Question 5. On June 11th of 1993, this movie opened, setting the box office weekend record of $502 million.
Oh, that's all you're giving me?
Yeah, that's all you're getting.
Fuck.
It set the box office weekend record of 500.
Yeah, but not for long because Spider-Man 2 would have destroyed it at a certain point.
Well, at this point, on June 11th of 1993.
And then, sorry, I'm just working backwards. So Spider-Man, then Titanic probably would have had it in 97. What could Titanic have beaten? Oh, Jurassic Park?
You got it.
Okay.
Good job, man. All right, you got one more question. On June 13th of 1993, this wrestler beat Hulk Hogan to become the WWF champ.
In 1993, this wrestler beat Hulk Hogan to be the WWF champ. Who did Hogan drop the belt to in 93? I don't think it was... It would have had to be a heel in 93. They wouldn't have just given it to anybody. I'm like running down the list of all the people he's lost to. I'm going to go with Yokozuna.
You got it. Damn, dude, you did pretty good. I think it's so funny. You missed that one about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where if you would just name like the most obvious people, Buddy Holly, Elvis, you said one of them. And if you'd have got the one about a movie you did on a horror movie night, that's why I did that one.
I genuinely forgot that Arlie Harley was in that, or whatever, Arlie Emery was in that movie. That like completely disappeared out of my brain. I forgot that Forrest Whitaker's in it. Like I was like completely lost.
Well, anyway.
Damn it. All right. If I had multiple choice on the Body Snatchers one, I would have gotten it. You had given me like 4 other movies that came out in 1993, I would have concluded it properly.
You smashed your goal. So back to Stereo MCs here. They released their 6th album, Double Bubble, in July 2008, and they followed that with their 7th album, Emperor's Nightingale, in August 2011. In December of 2008, they supported Madness at the O2 Arena in London. I mean, I feel like these guys had their hit, continued making music, continued doing production stuff and remixes and stuff, and I think that's cool. They've had a long music career, and they made a total jam.
Yeah, and all because they had to get kicked out of their flat. Yep. So, you know, we were talking about giving people their flowers, but the question is, are they also going to get a notarized certification of Thunder from the podcast One Hit Thunder, because I know that I am putting my stamp of Thunder for the stereo MCs.
I, too, am going to stamp it with the One Hit Thunder seal of approval. So, stereo MCs, if you're listening, Rob, Nick, whoever's listening, who else is in this band? Rob.
I mean, it's really Rob and Nick. Well, I think then it's a rotating list of humans from that.
Don't diss Kath Coffee. and Owen If, rest in peace, Owen If. And everybody in Stereo MCs, congratulations, you are certified Thunder, according to One Hit Thunder. You did a great job.
Green hills stand still, gazing. 30 acres, soundtrack. The leaves, the breeze.
This has been One Hit Thunder. One Hit Thunder is hosted by Chris Afalios of the band Punchline and produced by Matt Kelly of Geekscape.net. Underneath me, you're hearing Green Hills off the Punchline album Thrilled. Be sure to check out punchline.com for upcoming news on the band. Our podcast is on Patreon now. Find us at patreon.com/OHT podcast for early access to episodes, bonus conversations, and a chance to vote on future songs for us to cover. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to us on any podcasting app, and tune in next week for more One Hit Thunder.
It's gonna be different than you ever could have imagined. It's gonna be different. Ooh.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.
Hey, this is Chris Swinney, formerly of the Ataris and currently host of That One Time on Tour, part of the Sound Talent Media Podcast Network. Have you ever wondered what it's really like on the road? The highs can be euphoric, but the lows can be crushing. Join me every week as I chat with industry pros about what it's like living out their wildest dream and, in some cases, their worst nightmare. Past guests of the show include members of NoFX, Pennywise, Bad Religion, and more. Listen and subscribe at soundtalentmedia.com.
Hey there, I am Johnny Christ from Avenged Sevenfold, and I've got a podcast called Drinks with Johnny you're going to want to check out. I sit down with a bunch of different people from all different walks of life, from professional wrestlers to actors, comedians, fighters, musicians, everything in between. I'm just looking to make some friends and have a good time doing it. So if that sounds like something you're into, go check out Drinks with Johnny, streaming everywhere now.